think college is a scam.
Let's hear more. Come on,
I
elaborate.
know that's a hot take. I'm a college graduate. I think right now everybody should just find something that they're really good at. Everybody goes to college now. There's nothing crazy about it. Like before, that's what set you apart, and now I feel like it's just the standard. So
Interesting. So it's like not even a competitive edge anymore because everyone's doing
exactly.
it.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Do you think that people were learning anything there? Like, how would you learn today if you don't go to school?
So like I said, I graduated from Temple University, and I make a joke that I majored in ChatGPT. Especially with the use of AI, I feel like there's no need for it. Like my fiance is in the trades, so he went a different route. He's making so much more.
What type
than
of,
me.
we've interviewed some really fascinating people who spoke about trade school. Like, could you
Yeah.
tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so he was in trade school for 2 years, and he does welding and metal fabrications. And right out of school, he's 22, and he's making six figures.
What's the process like for trade school? How much time effort is it cost wise? Like,
A lot cheaper. I think his tuition was 20,000 for 1 year, maybe 2 years. I'm not sure, but a lot cheaper than mine. And it was 2 years. Took classes, and I think you get an apprenticeship after that, or maybe you don't have to if you go to trade school. You'd have to ask him, but I know he's happy. And
that's fascinating. We've been out here trying to get feedback from the masses, and trade school sounds like an amazing route. One last question for you. It sounds like you recently graduated if you were using ChatGPT. I didn't have GPT when I went to school 10 years ago. Like, how are kids actually using it? Like, how is it affecting the classroom right now?
it is literally ruining everyone's life. It's ruining everyone's brain. Like, it's so bad, and I'm guilty too. I use it all the time. Like, even at work, like just sending an email, I'm using ChatGPT. Like, it is like there's no boundaries. It's so easily accessible, and everyone's using it for everything.
How do you pass tests though? Because you don't have a computer in front of you, right?
I feel like, do people even do pen and paper tests anymore?
I don't
Maybe
even know.
in high school, not in college. Everyone's online.
Okay. Any final words for the youth?
I think find something you're really good at, find something you're really passionate about, hone in on that skill, and then just work really, really, really hard. Don't be lazy. Don't use ChatGPT.
Here's why I'm not going to go to college. First off, the whole school system's basically just a scam designed to turn everybody into a bunch of employees who can't think for themselves. John D. Rockefeller is the richest man in American history, and he was known for being corrupt. He started the General Education Board. He did this so he could mold everybody into being employees for his businesses. Because it's easy to control everybody when you control what they think 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, their whole life growing up, and then make it illegal for them not to do it. This man literally said, "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers." School doesn't teach you anything about basic money skills or investing and building wealth, but instead teaches you to show up on time, sit still, be quiet, do what you're told, and memorize some whitewashed history for a couple days till the test comes, then you forget it all right after. They want to make you smart enough to where you can work your 9-to-5 job and do what your boss says, but not smart enough to where you can think on your own and understand the messed up system you're in. School's not teaching you how to think, it's telling you what to think. The school system doesn't reward you when you come up with ideas and think for yourself. It rewards you when you fill in bubbles on a pointless test and get perfect attendance. The world changes every year, but the schools have stayed the same forever, so everything they're teaching is just outdated now, and you can just Google it. I don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something. I just want to have a ton of money and be financially free. So instead of wasting my time memorizing algebra equations I'll never use and getting straight A's, I learn about investing and starting businesses. So now I'm able to make more money from my iPhone than any college degree would ever make me. And I was able to do this all just by watching YouTube videos and Googling stuff. But the system doesn't want you to know this because they want you to go to college and put yourself in debt with a $100,000 loan, knowing you know nothing about money, so you can go eat pizza rolls and ramen for 4 years, learning about something you have no interest in, so you can go work a job making $50,000 a year and then retire broke. Nowadays, the only reason to go to college would be if your passion requires a degree, but other than that, it's just a waste. Rich people stay rich by never teaching the poor and middle class what they know. The whole system's a trap, and the only way to escape it is by educating yourself. Follow me on TikTok, where I'll post a ton of videos you can learn from.
University's a scam. Honestly, it's a scam. And I think that we have to recognise that it's a scam and accept that actually not everyone has to go to university. It feels like the only default people have. And if you don't go to university, somehow you're going to be missing out on something or some job opportunity you can't get because you haven't got a degree. It's all rubbish.
What if someone tells you that you should go to university for the experience?
Two things in university that make me think it's a scam that are sold. One is we're told, oh, network, experience. Well, frankly, when I started a business, I then build a network around that business. Some university networks are pointless. They never really come into some part of your life. Often those people don't even have the same interests as you. So that's not a good reason to spend 4 years doing something and get into debt. And the second, in my opinion, lie is that they tell you you're going to get this amazing job and it's kind of almost guaranteed. In fact, a lot of the marketing literature is like 78%. Get a job in a blah, blah, blah type firm at the end of it. That is absolute rubbish. You know, like, why would you want to only have a job as your only option when you leave university? Like 4 years into building my first business, I had a couple of failures, but by that point, I'm unemployable in a good way. Like, no one could afford me, and I was earning small money still, but I couldn't think of a job that I'd want that someone would pay me to do. And even when my company got bought by PwC, I didn't want to go work for them. Right. So they bought my company. That's the only way they could get what I had. You know, like, I don't want to work for someone else. And that's the option I want people to have when they leave university or leave school, is that they don't have only one option, go to university. And then later they don't have only one option, go get a job. Right. Every single step along the way, you can start something of your own and have that experience and that network.
So, do you share similar sentiments that college is a scam? My name is Anthony, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And it's always amazing having you here. And let's ensure that we comment so we can engage in dialogue about the issues that are affecting Americans in general. So, what's your thoughts? Is college a scam? Did you go to college? The job you are doing, is it related to the maybe career path you chose in your college studies? Tell me in the comment section.
A bachelor's degree in 2023 is what a high school diploma was in the 80s.
You're not crazy, and you are completely correct, and it's a multitude of different reasons, primarily being something called academic inflation. What is academic inflation? Essentially, it's the increased need from employers to have higher education for positions that don't really require them. A good example of this was my mother was Director of Human Resources and Personnel for over 30 years, with Marriott Hotels. And eventually in the early 2000s, she was forced out of her position. This is a woman who'd been general manager, a senior HR executives for years until they finally decided that they needed people with degrees. And the other thing too is if you can push people into getting degrees but pay them less, which is another aspect, you're helping to fuel an entire industry that is catering around charging as much money for college supplies and the education as well. That's one reason why college is so expensive. And that's why so many people are saddling themselves with debt, is because they're being told, you know, you just need to get a little bit more education, and then you can finally break free into something, you know, that's somewhat quasi-middle class, which is kind of where I am. I spent 4 years getting a bachelor's degree, graduated magna cum laude with HR and management, and I was lucky if I saw job offers for more than $15 goddamn an hour to start. And I was making more money, you know, just basically with the career that I had literally built for myself in production and manufacturing. Even now, I'm not really using my degree. Yeah, my education came into consideration for my hiring, but I'm not actually using my degree. I am working in an offshoot of the career that I had already built for myself. And now I'm being told that if I really want to grow my career, if I really want to make more money, I need to get a master's degree. And here I am making the most money I've ever have in my life, and I can't even survive on my own with it. And I'm basically being told flat out by people that my degree is useless because it's not a master's. So no, you're not crazy. This is something that has been decades in the making.
I'm literally going to be in debt for the rest of my life. I just went on to the ATO to make a voluntary payment to my HECS debt, and it was $38,000. It was indexed by 7.1% last year, so it went up $2,300. So I just paid off $2,000 tonight, but it's going to get indexed in the new financial year, so it will probably increase by like $1,200 at least, which means I really only paid off like $800 over the whole year. That is fucked. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to pay this off? I'm just so glad that I went to uni for 3 years to get a degree, only to graduate, struggle finding a job in that area. Then I finally got a job in that area, and I realized I actually don't like my job, and I don't even think I want to pursue a career in the area that I did my degree in. So I just went to uni for 3 years, and now I have a $38,000 HECS debt. I'm just so fucking glad I listened to all those teachers in high school who told me that I needed to go to fucking university. But seriously, they don't tell you. They just say go to university, otherwise you're not going to be successful. And yeah, they say it's going to cost a lot, but they don't say that it's going to keep rising every single year until you fucking pay it off. What the hell? There definitely isn't enough education around that, and maybe that was naive of me, but literally nobody around me told me that it was going to get indexed and it would be impossible for me to pay it off. If I had known that, I probably wouldn't have gone to university. So my advice is, don't go to fucking university. No, I'm just kidding. Go to university if you know that that job is what you want to do and that you need a degree to do that job. Don't go to university just because your friends are going, just because your family is telling you to go, just because teachers at school are telling you that you need to go to be successful in life. Because the thing I have realized is that you do not need a fucking degree to do what you like to do things in life. Like, look at all of the people that never got a fucking university degree, never even finished high school, and they're literally running businesses. Like, in this day and age, you don't need to go to university, in my opinion, unless you're doing fucking being a doctor or a nurse or something that you obviously need it. Like, just don't do it. You'll regret it. You'll be like me, who hates their fucking job and has a $38,000 debt.
I need you to understand, when people say college is a scam, in no way, shape, or form are we referring to the education that we receive from college. We're referring to the price and the cost associated with going to college. A textbook be $300, just one, and y'all be requiring 5 just to get to class to say the textbook isn't required. So are you gonna give me a refund? That's the scam. Like, you clicking, is it clicking? Like, it's the price associated with receiving an education and the cost and the extra shit that's associated with trying to get an education. That's the scam. If you're a student that wants to live on campus and you have a car, to park your car on campus, you're paying $300 minimum per semester on top of a tuition. That's insane. And where is that money going? You see what I'm trying to say? Like, the scam is the price. And then don't go to school out of state. It's in the 20s of thousands of dollars, like a $20,000 difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition. For what? Who knows? That is the scam. It's the price, not the education.
I share the last lady's similar sentiments when she said that the college, the student loan, which you accrue when you're in college, it's not worth it. The amount we pay to study, it's not worth it. That's what she say. And I saw many people in my last previous video about college is useless. They were saying that maybe these kids should start enrolling in community colleges. They should start joining these apprenticeships. Colleges now should be focused only on these majors. Like a doctor, engineer, a lawyer. Maybe. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section.
Genuine question. How are there not more class action lawsuits against large universities? Let me put this into perspective here. There are hundreds and thousands of students who are going into debt, okay? This debt is not small. This debt is anywhere from $50 to $100 to $150,000, okay? That's a lot of fucking money to get a degree that allows them to get a job. By the way, I'm not talking about nursing and doctors and some engineers. This is more so for those other majors. I went to a large public university. I have 2 bachelor's degrees. It took me 4 years to get both. But here's the thing. 90% of my classes that I took didn't even relate to my major. Like, I had to take all these stupid electives. I had to take like sociology. I had to take this Bob Marley reggae and resistance. That made no sense because my majors were finance and management. Why was I taking these classes, right? You have to take all these other prereqs to get into the actual business classes, right? But we're paying to learn this information. Why do we have to take prereqs if we're paying to learn information? Okay, so let's just skip all the bullshit. Now we have 4 years and we're $100,000 into debt, okay? The average job out of school is paying like $50,000 to $60,000 a year. I promise you, if you are a single person trying to live alone, $55,000 to $60,000 a year is just not going to cut it. Not if you just want an inch of breathing room. You are needing to make at least $70,000-$80,000 a year. It took me about 4 or 5 years after graduating school to get up to a job that was paying me $75,000 to $80,000 a year, but a lot of that was just connections, people I knew. There are so many college graduates who are applying on job sites and career fairs, and they're not even getting callbacks. The value of a degree has significantly decreased, meaning there's so many people that have one now that it's almost just not as valuable, but the price is higher than ever before. So imagine paying for something that is not as valuable, but paying more for it, and the ROI for your investment takes 20 to 30 years to pay off. Like, it takes a lot of students 25, 30 years to pay off that debt. Like, the ROI on that screams scam. That's a scam, right? Does anyone else see a massive problem here? I understand there's a lot of people who are in agreement that college is a scam, but people are continuing to pay for it. Because on the other side of that sword, it's like, well, if you don't get a degree, then how are you gonna get a job at all? Yeah, it's fucked. Here's the harsh reality. All of the knowledge you learn in your education, especially if you're like a business student or education or whatever, unless you're like a doctor or engineer, 99% of that information is useless, because whatever job you're gonna get out of school is gonna teach you everything you need to know at that job, meaning they only just need competent people. You shouldn't have to pay $100,000 or whatever to prove that you're a competent individual. If you have a college degree and you apply for the job, you should at least get a call back saying, hey, we went with someone else and this is why. So the question, is college a scam? Yes, absolutely it's a scam. The actual ROI of your investment in college is not even close to what they're perceiving the value to be. Unless your career absolutely requires a degree like nursing or doctorates or maybe an engineer, I'd advise going to community college or just paying for one-on-one mentorships for whatever skill set you're wanting to learn. Fuck college. That's a scam. Don't go into debt for that shit.
I don't know if this is real or makes sense, but I'm scared that I'm never going to outrun the constant terror of feeling like I'm going about life in the wrong way, because right now I'm in college, so I'm spending all my time and money pursuing an education that is unlikely to provide a feasible means for me to obtain a career in the field I'm studying, and I look at other people in community college and programs spending less and doing more, and I think, maybe I should have gone about life in that way, because once I have a bachelor's degree, then I have to go to graduate school and spend more time and money pursuing a master's degree, because you can't do anything with a bachelor's degree in America, and maybe I should have delved more into my hobbies, something I'm more passionate about. But I am passionate about the subject I'm studying, but what if it doesn't provide an ample means of income, and what if at the end of this I spent all my time and my money and my youth, and I never get a second chance to go back and do anything else with my life, and I did the wrong thing? You know? Anyways, this message is sponsored by ADHD and capitalism. I blame that for this.
Going to college and university is a total scam, and if I could stand up on the podium in a high school and yell it to my younger self, I would. And let me tell you why. From the moment we were put in school, we were always told and persuaded that college and university was the way to be successful. More specifically, university. And by the time you get to that age in high school where you're deciding what you want to do for the rest of your life, which we are so young, we don't know what we want to do. We don't know who we are, what our passions are. We have no freaking clue. We just know that that's the right thing to do. So we pick a path, we invest so much time, so much money, thousands and thousands of dollars into something that we're not even sure we want to do for the rest of our lives. And then we graduate and we're stuck with all of this debt and a job that I'm sure 50% of us realized it was the wrong choice and we want to try something else or go into a different career path. Not to mention that these jobs are usually a 9-to-5 where you have to invest so much time in order to get a paycheck into that job. So after the last year of focusing on building a side business, I've realized just how easy it is to be just as successful, if not more successful, in a 9-to-5 without going to college or university. And to look back and think, if I started this business 5 years ago, I could be so much farther and make so much more money than my 9-to-5 and not have the debt, because you can get certified in something with just a certificate online for a fraction of the price of college and university. A fraction. And then to think of our grandparents' generation, they didn't have to go to college or university to be successful. This is such a new phenomenon, and being taught in schools and pushed on younger kids, vulnerable kids, to do, when all it does is put you in debt and takes away any chance of being your own entrepreneur or following a passion of your choosing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it all. I mean, money is abundant, and if you provide a service and something that you're passionate about, then you can make it work and you can be extremely successful without going to college or university.
Yo, tell me why I signed up for summer college classes and I just decided to basically check how much it's gonna cost. I'm expecting about two bands, you know what I'm saying? I'm only taking 3. Only 3. I go on there and it's over $4,000. $4,000. And I click on it. I want to see the breakdown. And then I see learning support fee. What is a learning support fee? What is that? Who is supporting me? My professors barely text me back. Recreational facilities, I've only been to the gym like 3 times. Student service. Which service? Student union. What union are y'all talking about? First of all, y'all are trying to cancel the diversity things on campus. So what is unioning me there? Instrument. Which instrument? I'm not a science student. We don't even go to lab. Nothing. Which instrument? And then distance education. I stay 5 minutes away from campus. Which distance? Another instrument fee. Intercollegiate athletics. I don't even play sports. I don't do nothing sports. Statutory tuition. Transportation. I've only gotten on the bus maybe 3 times this semester. Like what? Like when I tell you guys, I'm actually so sick. Like I'm so mad because like what are all these charges? What are those? Learning support. Who is supporting me? My professors barely text me back, bro. Distance. The distance even killed me because I'm 5 minutes away. Which distance are we talking about? College is a scam. I'm tired. Like at this point, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe because I graduate in December. I don't think I can afford it anymore. What the time money has finished.
So, thank you everyone for reaching the end of this video. It's always amazing having you here, my viewers, my subscribers, and ensure that you comment. So, tell me your thoughts. Is college a scam at the moment? Is going to college really worth it? If you have a son, if you have a daughter, would you take her or him to college? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. What I mean. So, if you went to college, the career path you are choosing or the job you are doing, is it related to what you learned? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Because what I usually think is that college is all about interacting with new people. It's opening someone's mind, to maybe view the world differently. When you go to college, maybe your perspective about the world is different from someone who didn't go to college. I believe that that's all the essence of college, critical thinking. And when you see during the past 1300s, 1400s, 1500s, when people went to college, it was all about learning new perspective about the world, new ideologies about the world, So tell me about it in the comment section what you think about the college nowadays, because I think that college should be only for select majors. And when you think about these community colleges, when you think about these apprenticeships, whatever, when you get out of these colleges or these apprenticeship, whatever, it's too very hard to get job out there because you're competing with thousands of other people. It's too, the job market there is condensed, what I mean. So it's very hard, it's not easy. But for me, what I think is the amount of money we pay to get these college degrees. It's a scam. It's not worth it. And I would like to blame Reagan for introducing college tuition, right? So it should be free. If you passed, I believe that you should go to college. Maybe the price is outrageous. Some people might try to blame me that when you say don't go to college, maybe you are privileged, you are from a wealthy family, maybe you have made it because of your parents. You know what I mean? They claim that some people go to college so that they can break the poverty barrier in their families. Maybe in my family, no one ever went to college. Maybe I should go, right? I believe that you can do that. It's worth it. But what about when you get out? Can you get a job in the course or in the career that you were studying in college? Is it worth it? So tell me about it in the comment section. Some of what I usually see is stay alert, stay focused, and don't fall for the government psyop. And until the next video, thank you for your attention to this matter.